What up, though? Jumping straight off into it, right? There's a difference between ghostwriting for MCs slash rappers and a difference between ghostwriting, if you want to use a terminology, for singers. All right? And the reason simply is this. In hip hop, there is a creed or code, if you, whichever way you want to say it, of keeping it real. Okay? And in hip hop, if you don't keep it real, you don't get the proper credit nor respect that you're supposed to get, you know what I'm saying, for keeping it real, which falls up under the category of ghostwriting. Reason being is because in hip hop, when you write lyrics, those are your words. This is your life experience. This is you. These words embody you, okay? And if somebody else is writing for you, then it's not real. Simply put. And then when you talk about writing or ghostwriting, you know, if you will, for vocalists or singers and what have you, it's totally different. Whereas the concentration of, you know, you being 100% yourself with your words and so forth, that's really not the concentration, because you're using your voice, your singing voice, your notes, your melodics and all of that kind of thing, right? So, like, there's many heavy ghostwriters in hip hop. You know, you got Mad Skills, Sauce Money, the list can kind of just go on and on and on, right? Whereas in R&B, funk and soul, and, you know, vocalist slash singing and so forth, Smokey Robinson is the GOAT, the Michael Jordan of songwriters. Smokey Robinson wrote so many ballads for singers, you know, Motown era and going forward. It's ridiculous to try to even figure out how many times he's done it and for who, you know. But nonetheless, that's the fine line between, you know, ghostwriting for MCs and for singers. Case in point, right? Marsha Ambrosius of Floetry wrote the song Butterflies, in which, as it was reported, she wrote it for Michael Jackson, from what I understand. She did have her own version of it, which came out, and it was dope as fuck. You know what I mean? But when Mike got a hold of it, you know, Mike did Mike, and he was fucking amazing with it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it wasn't until after I heard Michael Jackson's version that I got hip that Marsha Ambrosius wrote it for him. You know what I mean? And the difference again is that those words weren't concentrated on in the keep it real sense like it is in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because you're concentrating more on vocal tone, you're singing and so forth, right? Now, I don't know if, I mean, from when you listen to it, Michael Jackson followed the pattern of how Marsha Ambrosius sang it. But the way he sings is totally different than her. So when you write for a singer, it's more so just about the words and how you deliver it like that versus a cat in the rap side of the game where they're like the ghostwriter would have to embody the person that they're writing it for. It's kind of like they're becoming them. So they have to write it like how this person would say it, how they would deliver it. You know, it's like you're mimicking or mocking the person, not in a bad way, but just to, you know, so that it can sound authentic coming from the person that you're going to have vocalize, you know. As well, like, some people are 100% against it, ghostwriters in hip hop. Some people are 100% for it because they're like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Get the money. Then you got some people that are indifferent, as opposed to the songwriter aspect, which I don't ever recall it being an issue in the world of singers, in terms of credit. Drake, on the hip hop side of the game, is he always had a real good pen game, from the way back in the young days. But as it came up to where he got more successful and so forth, there was always talk about ghostwriting and ghostwriters and blase splee as it relates to him delivering his material. And then in the hip hop arena, it's hard to give credit, to those who have lyrics written for them, because again, this is keep it real. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it real. And that's just one of those things. I can't remember if it was Vince Staples that was on Snoop's GGN. Big shouts to Snoop. What up, Doe? Bring that GGN back on a regular basis, dog. I fucked with it heavy, watched every episode. We need that back. But I kind of want to think it was Vince Staples that he had this conversation with. I might be wrong. But they were talking about that particular issue, and there was kind of and I believe that was Snoop's reaction to it, like, hey, whatever, I'm down with the ghostwrite game, saying, whatever. It's, again, some people are 100% against it. Then you got some people that are 100% for it. And then you got people who are indifferent to it on the hip hop level. So what do you think? Leave your comments, like, subscribe, and all that usual phrase that everyone says on this YouTube channel, right? And drop your comments right down there, right below. Wait, hold on. Let me right there, right there, in that area. All right. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to say too that I get out, I build tracks, I do tracks, I design them for MCs and vocalists. You know what I mean? I'm all about, cause here's the trade-off. I'm gonna give you 100% of my energy and my creative process to make sure that what you spit on or sing on is gonna be dope. And I only work with and wanna work with that level of energy and dedication in return to those top level wordsmiths and vocalists. You know what I mean? So get at your mans. Holla at me. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. Right here. I'm in the lab right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the lab. Word. So fuck with me heavy, yo.